Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your May 2021 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, the Celtic cross spread as always, and I also pulled an Oracle card and a Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus will be as far as that goes. So we'll do that now. Okay, so we got Pisces, so that's your fourth house of home, family, your roots. Jupiter will be moving into Pisces in May, so something to keep in mind with that. All right, we have the sixth house, so that's your area of work, daily routines, your health, and that's Taurus for you guys. So naturally, there's going to be a lot of Taurus energy as well in May. And we have Pluto. So Pluto is actually in your second house of finances, possessions, self-worth. So that's what we have. So let's see what we get from the main spread. All right, the main situation position, we have the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. So that's Capricorn energy. So we were just talking about your second house because of the Pluto influence. And the Empress. And then actually, usually I view this as Taurus energy. Could also be Libra because it's just Venus in general, but this definitely has the more earthy energy to it. So in that regard, I mean, it makes sense, right? You have Pluto, which we said is in your second house, which is about earth and finances. Same thing with the sixth house. So this could just be saying that you guys have a heavy focus on your finances this month. If that's the case, it looks like if there was something that you might have felt was out of your reach, you might actually be able to make some progress there this month and then actually be able to relax a little bit, knowing that, okay, whatever you've been striving for is actually coming your way, and then that's actually going to allow you to sit back and enjoy it for a bit. So that's why I see there. All right, and in the challenger obstacle position, we have Judgment. So I could see this playing out a couple different ways. Since this is in a challenge position, normally Judgment in the upright I would view as an overall positive. But I do view it as Scorpio energy, and that's for you guys as your 12th house. And even though Pisces isn't your 12th house, it's the natural 12th house. So on the one hand, this could just be saying that be careful of your past coming back up to haunt you in some way. So, if you have some unresolved issues, maybe you could end up sabotaging this positive forward progress that you're going to make. And in another way, this could also just be saying that the past might be coming up as a test for you, to say, okay, you're on the path that you were hoping to be on all this time. You're making the progress, right? So maybe some challenge will come your way to see, okay, are you really, truly ready for this abundance, or are you going to fall back into older patterns? And for others of you, this could just be saying that if you're feeling a bit stagnant in something, the key might be to look at something from your past, something that you may have been missing that you can learn from now and actually apply it to your current situation and get that forward progress you're hoping for. And I mean, I will say Judgment energy represents things coming back up from the past, so this is a good time to point out too that toward the end of May, we're going to have Mercury go retrograde in your opposite sign. So this could definitely be around romantic relationships or just partnerships in general that might come back up for you guys. All right. In the foundation position, we have the Two of Swords, which is Libra energy, which for you guys is your 11th house of groups, friendships, and hopes and wishes. And we have Knight of Swords, which is Gemini energy. So we were just talking about Gemini and your opposite sign and everything. And I always point out to people this card tends to come up a lot when we're in the midst of a Mercury retrograde cycle, so I'm not too surprised to see this come up here. But this could just be saying for some of you, this might be a good time to get some clarity around the situation. So, if there's been something that you've been stuck for a while trying to figure out which way to go, in that regard, the Mercury retrograde might actually come in and give you that insight that you were looking for and help you move forward. So that's the positive side of that there. But yeah, either way, it looks like you're going to be withdrawing a bit, try to really think things through, make a logical decision. Once you feel comfortable with your decision, I feel like this is saying you're really going to make some positive, fast-moving progress from there. All right. In the past position, we have the Four of Swords, so more Libra energy here. And this usually represents a period of healing. Naturally, this is the card that comes after the Three of Swords, so you guys might have gone through some disappointment recently. Could have even been around your friendships, given that that's what Libra represents for you guys. And, might have even been going back to the Libra full moon that we had recently. So that could be the timeline where you might have been going through that process. Okay. In the present position, we have the World. So the good thing here is I feel like this is saying whatever the situation is you've gone through, you've actually had that successful completion, and you're going to see some evidence of that in the outside world, especially given that this card has all the fixed signs on it, and we will be in Taurus season naturally for most of May. And it could definitely be some progress you guys might have made around your work, daily routines, and health too, given that, Taurus is your 6th house. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. And in the near future position, we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy, which for you guys is your house of career and social status. And we have the 10 of Swords, which is Gemini energy, again, your opposite sign. So, again, I'm getting the at least potential and warning for you guys to watch out for self-sabotage around something. But yeah, looks like here you will be experiencing some success. And with that 10 of Swords, could just be saying that, you might actually finally be getting out of your head around the situation. So going back to what I was saying there with the 2 of Swords, right? Where you might just really been racking your brains around a certain decision. Looks like you guys will be making that decision in the near future, feeling good about it. And then that actually finally gets you out of that process of just feeling a bit stuck in the energy. For a smaller percentage of you, this could even be saying that, if you've just been enjoying your single lives and really putting a lot of focus on your career, you could actually be putting an end to that process and possibly being open to some relationships, which, would make sense, right? Because we do see the progress with those 3 cards in the main situation, going from the Page to the Queen and then the Empress. So it'd just be saying you had a heavy focus on your career, which, we did see the financial influence in the dice as well, and now okay, you're actually moving forward from that because you've had the success you were looking for. The position of your influence in a situation, we have the Moon, so this could represent not necessarily seeing the situation too clearly right now. At the time of recording this, we haven't had that full moon in Scorpio yet, so that's going to be in your 12th house, and like we said, with the Pisces energy representing the natural 12th house, that could be a theme for you guys, where maybe that full moon's going to actually be what ends up causing this forward progress for you, where you actually can see maybe where there's been a blockage and actually moving that blockage out of the way to help you move forward. For others of you, this could even say that it might take until we have the full moon in your sign toward the end of May, but that's what I'm seeing there. And also keep in mind with this, with the moon energy, usually the example I give is if you're in a room that you're not familiar with, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere the lights go out, right? So when the lights were on, you might have had no problem navigating the room, right? You could see everything that was in front of you. You weren't worried about knocking anything over, bumping into anything. But if those lights go out, that confidence will be gone, right? You'd be like, okay, I really need to feel my way around, make sure I don't knock anything over, bump into anything. Not that anything moved around. It's exactly where it was when the lights were on, but without you being able to see it clearly, your confidence around navigating the situation won't be as high. So could just be telling you to really reflect inward and feel your way through a situation this month. All right, in the environment position, we have the Ace of Swords. So this is a good thing to see here as far as if you are feeling like you're lacking clarity. I feel like this is saying the energy around you is actually trying to bring some truth and some clarity your way. So you just have to be open to it. And like I said, for the most part, it looks like he will be there, given that we did see that 2 of Swords in the foundation. 10 of Swords in the near future tells me we'll be moving out of that. So yeah, if nothing else, like I said, if you're not feeling confident in yourselves, just stay open to the energy. And I feel like whatever insights you're looking for will come your way this month. And of course, if this is a one-to-one relationship situation, this could be someone that you've been dealing with, getting some clarity around the situation as well. And for some of you, that could even be why they might come around if this is what that judgment energy is representing in that regard. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the 5 of Cups, which is Scorpio energy, and the Tower. So The good thing about seeing the Tower here is this is just a hopes or fears, so it's no indicator that it's truly going to play out, just more of something that's on your mind. So with that in mind, I'm going to assume both of these cards are probably a fear. I don't think you would hope for either of these energies. They're not some of the lighter energies in tarot. But again, given that this represents Scorpio energy, which is your 12th house, and this is actually going to represent the degrees where that full moon in Scorpio is going to be, I feel like for a lot of you, this is saying that if there is some fear around you feeling like something's going to crumble, keep an eye out for that full moon in Scorpio. For those of you who do watch this before we actually physically get into May, because that way, if you're aware of that energy for the Scorpio full moon, it might give you that insight as to whether you're actually, whether your fears are unfounded or not. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Emperor, which is Aries energy, and the Six of Cups, which is Scorpio energy again. So, given that the Emperor is your 5th house, this could definitely be around romance. And if that's the case, could just be saying that, you could actually reconnect with someone from your past. That's the case. It looks like it could, for the most part, it'll probably be a positive connection. Usually I refer to this card as the being the bigger person card, where, it looks like there's a size difference between the two of them, and it looks like he's the one extending the cup. So, if someone needed to make an apology around the situation, it might actually come around this month, and there could be some forward movement there. And this might be someone that you're dealing with too. If there's someone who seems to have a really hard exterior on the outside, this could just be saying that underneath it all, they have a more childlike energy. They just might be a little bit more reluctant to actually expose that. So something to keep in mind with that too. If you're feeling intimidated, for example, around someone, that's what I'm seeing with that. And let me see if anything else comes to mind. This could be something from pretty far back for some of you too, because given that Aries is ruled by Mars and will have Mars in Cancer for most of May, to me points to 8th house things. So, this could be something from way back coming back around, given that we saw the Judgment energy too. So it could even be a family member for some of you. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. So this is actually Pisces energy. And again, we did see that come up in the dice for you guys. And also, Jupiter will be moving from Aquarius into the sign of Pisces in May. So there could be some significance there. Maybe some of you might be planning to move, for example. That's certainly one way this could play out. Or this could just be, again, like I said, maybe some healing with a family member. That's certainly a possibility. And could be around romantic offers as well, because we did mention that possibility with all the Six of Cups energy and all that. So that's what I'm seeing there. All right. Moving on to your Oracle card, we have Regeneration. There's the artwork, and the number is 46. So we'll see what this says. Okay, it says rebirth, second chances, new opportunities. So definitely does have that judgment vibe to it, but we'll see what it says. It says second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or a loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. So, pretty positive message there. And like I said, with that Page of Pentacles, how it always stands out to me that it looks like that pentacle is just out of their reach. If there was something that you felt was in that, in that pattern where you're like, okay, this is just out of my reach. I have this goal. I feel like it's just not coming through for me. And then we see the Queen after that, which represents that Capricorn energy, which is definitely about stability. And then the Empress, I feel like this is saying that, your mind might be put at ease this month around that situation. The relationship message says the world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what loss has occurred in the past or even now, death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death, love after loss, and in this moment you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. So pretty positive message there as well. And we did mention the possible energy with the reconciliation with the Six of Cups. So hopefully that resonated with you guys there. And the prosperity message says, what happens when it appears you failed at something? Do you see the beauty in the lesson? The understanding that arises from difficulties is like a seed that lies dormant for a time. Then, once it germinates in your subconscious, it pushes through into your awareness. It is becoming apparent that there is a new you, a new start. A more powerful version and form of what you began to plant in the garden of your imagination has surfaced. You are ripe for success. New opportunities, much better than those that came before, appear like gifts from the gods. Now is one of those times when out of seeming loss and failure comes remarkable abundance. Do not dwell in the past because you really are experiencing a rebirth. So again, pretty positive message there. Like I said, that's kind of the vibe I was picking up on with that steady progression we saw on the 3 cards in the main situation position. So hopefully that resonated with you. And the World card also to me indicates that, there's definitely some growth cycles taking place. All right, lastly, we have a Mudra card for you guys. The Mudra you guys got is right here. It's the Matsya Mudra, and the keyword for it is integration. All right, and there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot. But it says, activates the body's self-healing potential, increases suppleness, improves concentration, generates feelings of devotion and compassion. So if you feel like that's something that would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name of the Mudra in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.